What is up, Nerf Nation? I'm Naptown Nerf, and today we're doing an unboxing and review of the Nerf rival Nemesis. Alright guys, I am super excited about this review. You have no idea. I was immediately blown away when I first saw the pictures of this thing. I was like, this is going to be a game changer, and I definitely was not wrong. We know this by seeing Drax review and other people's reviews, people that got this way early. Nevertheless, let's get on with the review. What do I say? This thing holds 100 rival rounds. I mean, that just blows everything else out of the water. I mean, nothing even holds half that except for, I guess, maybe the Rhino Fire, but that's kind of irrelevant. I mean, it's just, this thing just blows everything else out of the water in terms of what it can do and what the amount of ammo it can hold. Fully automatic. It is a flywheel powered blaster, so it even says hopper fed. So yes, it feeds through a hopper into a belt, which feeds the balls into a flywheel. And yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the back. So this is compatible with the rechargeable battery pack, which also works with the Chaos. So if you have one of those, you can use it with this. If you don't, I would highly recommend purchasing one. If you purchase this blaster and you don't plan on rewiring it for a LiPo, that battery pack is going to save you a lot of money actually in the long run, because D batteries, 6 of them this takes, is going to get expensive, and by the third set you've already gone over what it costs to buy the rechargeable battery pack. Plus you're going to get slightly better performance with that battery pack, so highly recommend the battery pack. I will put a link to the battery pack along with the blaster when it becomes available here in the description box below. This has a trigger lock just like all the rival blasters do. So yeah, let's stop talking about it and get this thing open, guys. Alright guys, pretty simple. You get the blaster, you get 100 rival rounds in that big old bag, and you get your instructions. So there you go. Alright you guys, here she is, the Nemesis. Just amazing blaster. Very large and pretty heavy, especially with 6D batteries. I mean, any of the blasters that's ever come out in the Nerf line that holds 6D batteries, it's going to be heavy. I mean, but this is a very large blaster, and quite a bit bigger actually than even the Chaos in my opinion. It's just a beefier blaster than the Chaos. Still, it's really cool, guys. That's all I have to say. I'll go ahead and give you a look inside at the hopper mechanism in there. I don't know, we'll see how well we can see this. So there's the door, and that's where you load your ammo through. Then you have your belt system down in the bottom there, and that's where the balls feed down. There's like a little agitator. They're like little wheels, and they help your balls. Actually, I think they like make them pop up, kind of like a popcorn machine, I guess, or something. I don't know. And that actually helps feed them in well. And then there's a belt down in there that's actually kind of on an angle, and that's what feeds the balls into the flywheels and then will allow you to fire the ball. So it's really cool that this is all clear, and you can really see what's going on in there. And I just think that's really awesome and really cool for kids to kind of see how their blaster works, and I just think that's awesome. You can actually even see into the flywheel system, which I did not know before this. Alright, let's get on to some of the features of the blaster. You do have one little flip up sight here that flips up. This is a little iron sight, also pretty wide, honestly, a little too wide to really get to be useful in my opinion. But this flips up here, and that's how you can take out your whole hopper actually, and this will allow you to get in there, and that's what I was talking about. That's the system, which is really cool, and that will allow you to clear any jams or anything. And then there's your flywheels, which is really cool right in there, so you can even see into there, which is awesome. It has sling points, so there is one here in the back, which is really cool. It has one down here, which doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, because I mean, like, are you gonna run around with it like this? But the one back here seems to be pretty useful just to have. And then I think there's some up here in front. underneath this kind of faux muzzle there, just to make it not look strange, I guess. But yeah, it actually fires out of the bottom one here. So that's probably something else you might get used to, is just seeing balls go out lower than you're expecting, because you usually shoot out of the top here in most blasters, and this one actually shoots a lot lower than, you know, your normal blaster would. So the grip is very, very comfortable, and I would assume to be very, very comfortable for anybody of any size. Although this blaster I probably would recommend for bigger Nerfers because of its size and mass. I feel like somebody smaller may have a little trouble wielding this thing and just holding it, period. It is pretty heavy and pretty bulky, so it could be tough to actually use well for a younger Nerfer. There's one tactical rail on top here. It's cool, it's clear, so that's really neat. And you could put your red dot sight up there if you so choose, although I think it would be kind of strange because it's so far forward. So honestly, I don't feel like this has a purpose as of now. I don't really see anything that you could put on there that really makes sense to me, but it does look cool. Let's go ahead and load some balls in it and fire it off a few times. Okay, let's go ahead and see what kind of FPS readings we're getting. "101. "70. I'm trying to do my best to single shot it, which is a little difficult with the belt conveyor system, unfortunately. 94. 92. 94. 98. 94. Duplicate 94. 98. Right around 100 FPS, definitely getting what it said it's supposed to, so that's pretty darn good. I'm gonna go track those balls down, we're gonna load this thing up, and we're gonna do a range test and just an overall firing demo. Alright, let's take a look at those so we don't get too many balls out on the field. You definitely lose some range, obviously, when you're going full auto. And yeah, so this one was pretty short at like 22 feet, 25-ish. The majority, I feel like, when going full auto, are around 32 feet to 35 feet, maybe. Yeah, in this range right here. So probably about 34, I would say, was the average full auto. And then the single shots were up here a little bit further. These could have been, some of these could have been full auto too. It's really hard for me to tell, but nevertheless, single shots were up here a little further. So 45 feet to close to 50 feet. There's one even, a couple even up here, 57, 59 feet. So decent range, obviously, out of the blaster. Even with stock alkaline batteries, you're going to get a little bit better performance when you go to that rechargeable, and then even better when you go to the LiPo pack. Unfortunately, rival balls do have a kind of a wall barrier no matter what, just because of the ammo type that they hit, especially outside when there's wind. Nevertheless, that's the data. The thing works great, and it can hold a lot of rounds, guys. So let's go back inside and I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, guys, this thing is awesome, just like we all know it is and knew it would be. It's very comfortable considering how large it is. I mean, this stock is really very comfortable in my shoulder. The grip is great, just like most rival blasters. This is actually probably one of my favorites. The foregrip is useful. It's big, but it needs to be to hold this much mass. So it just makes sense, actually. I was kind of thought it was weird at first when I saw pictures of it, but now that I'm holding this blaster, it makes sense to have something that big that you can just lie right in your hand and balance there. So the blaster performs on par, if not better, than other stock blasters in the rival line. It's definitely hitting that 100 FPS mark, so very good there. The ranges are on par with other rival blasters. The rival ball is greatly affected by wind and just its own technical downfalls, I guess is what I'm saying. It can go really far. One shot, the other shot could hit the wind and go dive down, but it is very accurate, just like we know the rival line is. And I highly recommend this. Now, this will MSRP for 100 United States dollars, and that is a pretty penny. But you know what? For what you're getting, I definitely think it's worth it. If you're a big-time rival player and you think this is something you'll use, you're gonna love it. And this is probably the best blaster that Nerf has ever made, especially stock. When you modify it, I'm not sure it's going to be necessarily better than some other blasters, depending on the game type and what you're using it for, kind of. If you need high mobility in a game type, this might not be the blaster for you, but it will, in certain game types, I'm sure, just wreck people because of the capacity and the easiness it is to reload. You just open this, dump in balls, and you're ready to go. The only one thing that I think they could have done better is made this bigger so it was easier to dump in balls, but it's pretty good size and you can definitely load in balls pretty easily, so that's really minor. Probably my favorite thing of the design is that you can see inside and see everything working, even the flywheels. So that's really cool, and you know what? I really don't have too much bad to say about this. It is a truly awesome blaster, and I can't wait for them to be on shelves here. A big shout out to my friend Zambona. This is his blaster, and I don't really want to give it back to him, to be honest, but I will, because he's a great friend, and he did me a huge favor, and I really appreciate it. He has a YouTube channel I'll definitely link in the description box below, so definitely check that out. Links in the description to where you're going to find this blaster, where you can find the rechargeable battery pack for it if you're interested in that, a mod guide when I get to it. When I pick one up of my own, I'll definitely be doing one of those. And thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this review. Please leave a like. Smash that like button if you enjoyed this review. And as always, peace out.